Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I am Rainbow.
And welcome to our latest exotic installment of the Trends and Fads unit. And yes, I said exotic because this month we are going on a really cool trip.
Ooh.
And it's not your average holiday by airplane. No. Not by a long shot. That's not exotic. That's normal.
Normal.
This is an exotic trip.
It's a long trip too.
True.
That's exactly right. So this trip that we will be taking, well, at least we'll be reading about, is going to be by train. We're not talking about just from one city to another one or anything just as boring as normal as, you know, Taipei to Kaohsiung. We're talking about a 4-day train trip to some of the most famous, beautiful, and exotic places in India.
Wow, India!
Woo!
Very cool. I've heard that it is really incredible there. They
Yes.
say incredible India in
Yes.
in the TV commercials.
Yes, exactly.
But I have never had the chance to go myself. But this really cool train trip might be just the thing that gets me and you possibly booking a ticket in the near future. So, this train trip lasts several days, and yes, that means that you will be sleeping and eating on the train too.
Ooh, as well as all of those meals and all of those beds on the train. It's like something from an old movie.
It definitely is. Murder on the Indian Express.
Oh, goodness.
That wasn't the book title, but it was something like that. And in fact, actually, this train trip is something kind of out of history.
Yes.
It's from the romance of train travel to the exotic scenery of India, and even the name of this special train trip kind of brings us back to another time in history. The name of the train is in the title of our article, and that is A Trip on the Maharaja's Express. Wow, that sounds super cool.
Maharaja's Express.
Yeah.
That sounds really fancy as well, right? Like Maharaja, that's like a king of India, right?
I think they were the ancient kings of India, yeah.
Oh, so you will be traveling like a king or a queen on this very special train journey. And we will also find out all about it after we look at today's vocabulary. Let's do that now.
Can we do the royal wave? Hello. Goodbye.
同学们一定知道，印度是个历史跟文化非常深厚的国家。今天我们要来看一个故事，叫做《A Trip on the Maharaja's Express》印度豪华铁道之旅。先来看几个单字。第一个 ruler 统治者是个名词。Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid is the current ruler of Dubai. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid is the current ruler of Dubai. 哇，名字好长。Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid 是杜拜的现任统治者。第二个单字 package 套装行程是个名词。The honeymoon package deal for Thailand was worth it. The honeymoon package deal for Thailand was worth it. 泰国的蜜月旅行套组真的非常值得。第三个单字 triangle 三角形是个名词。除了形状 triangle 以外，我们还有一个名词叫做 Golden Triangle， 曾经是全世界最大的毒品生产地。The Golden Triangle is a border of 3 nations, Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos. The Golden Triangle is a border of 3 nations, Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos. 金三角是泰国、缅甸及辽国的交界，在这边的 triangle 是专有名词的一部分，所以是大写哦。最后一个单字 stop 停靠站是个名词。淡水 is the last stop of the MRT Red Line. 淡水 is the last stop of the MRT Red Line. 淡水是捷运红线的最后一站。好了，我们现在看完单字例句，一起来看课文吧。
India's ancient rulers were called Maharajas. They lived and traveled in luxury. I wanted to know what that was like, so I booked a trip on the Maharaja's Express. The Indian luxury train has 4 travel packages. I chose its Treasures of India. That allowed me to be on the train for 4 days and 3 nights.
Explanation 1.
All right, so as we mentioned earlier, the title of our article is A Trip on the Maharajas Express. So this is the name of the train, the Maharajas Express. And this kind of luxury train travel, it actually seems to be getting more popular these days.
Oh, that's right. 在这边加一个补充单字 Maharajas Express 是个专有名词。It's true, as people look for more unusual travel experiences and as airports and airplanes become more and more crowded, not a good idea right now, right? Going back to some of the older ways of going on holiday by train or ship, well, these are ways that are coming back into fashion.
Yeah,
they're becoming popular.
That's very true, but it should be said that train trips like the Maharajas Express or the famous Orient Express in Europe are not like your average train trip. They are much more fancy, but also much more expensive than your usual train ticket, so save your money now. Okay, so now that we have a better idea of what kind of train journey we are about to experience, let's get to the article so that we can get going.
The very first sentence of the article tells us more about the name of this train trip. We read, India's ancient rulers were called Maharajas. That's right, just like we mentioned before. Then it says, they lived and traveled in luxury. 在这边加一个补充单字 luxury 是豪华奢华的意思 luxury train 当然比一般的车子有非常多不同的房间有床啊还有坐着的然后通常都是更豪华的位置 Well, sure, the Maharajas were the kings of their time. And of course, kings have to travel in luxury, right?
Well, sure. Every king that I ever have known has.
I don't know any.
I don't know any kings. But it's true. You don't usually find kings or queens sitting at the back of the airplane, do you? No, they travel in luxury. Okay, so the Maharajas were like kings, and like kings all over the world, they loved their luxury. But what about us normal folks, us normal people? We are not kings or queens, but can we ever experience the lifestyle of a king or queen? Well, that's what the writer of the article wanted to find out. So next we read, I wanted to know what that was like, so I booked a trip on the Maharajas Express.
Ooh.
In other words, the writer bought a train ticket, a very, very expensive train ticket.
Do you know how much it was?
Thousands of US dollars.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Even more expensive than planes sometimes, right?
Well, sure, but it's kind of like you're on your own rolling hotel. You sleep there, you eat there, you're there for 4, 5, 7 days.
And you're not in the air.
And you're not in the air, but it is still expensive, yes.
So a lot of people would see this as a bucket list item. That means something that you have to do before you die, something crazy and expensive, but worth it.
Yeah, traveling in luxury like this is impossible for most people to do a lot, often, all the time. But what about once in your life, one time in your whole life? You know, why not? But yes, save your money because that might be your only holiday for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, really. So now that we know how we will be traveling across India, let's find out exactly where the Maharajas Express will take us. So the next sentence says the Indian luxury train has 4 travel packages. Ah, so there are different styles of luxury, different choices, maybe also different routes, different schedules, different prices.
Yeah, so let's read on to find out what travel package the writer chose. Next we read, I chose its Treasures of India. So that's the name of the travel package or the tour that the writer chose.
Ooh, it sounds good. So we find out more about this package. The next sentence says, that allowed me to be on the train for 4 days and 3 nights. Well, that sounds like a good amount of time, right?
Yeah, 4 days, 3 nights on a train. Yeah, and also a good amount of time to get an idea of what life as a train-traveling Maharaja would have been like. You know, get a feeling for that life of luxury.
Yes.
And we'll get a chance to learn all about the trip as we continue reading our article right after this very quick break. We'll see you soon. The package took me on a tour of India's famous Golden Triangle, Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. It also included a stop at Ranthambore National Park. Are you ready to join me for the experience?
Explanation 2.
Okay, so we are back, and it's time for everyone to get aboard the Maharaja's Express, a luxury train journey through the heart of beautiful and historic India.
Before the break, we read that the author of our article chose a 4-day and 3-night trip called the Treasure of India trip. So let's keep reading to find out more about it.
All right, so we get an idea of the route or the path that the train will be taking as we read the next sentence. It tells us, the package, the Treasures of India package, took me on a tour of India's famous Golden Triangle. This must be a famous area of India, and we get an idea of the Golden Triangle, or at least the 3 points on this triangle: Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. So these are the major cities that the train will be traveling through and, you know, between them and around them. So let's pause here so that Daphne can tell us more about the first grammar point of the day, which we saw in that last sentence.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 A takes B on a tour of place， 意思是 A 带 B 参观某地。Take 在这里是及物动词，意思是带领。后方先接人当受词，再用介系词 on 参加引出名词 tour 游览，再用介系词 of 引出游览的地方。例如 The curator took us on a tour of the museum. 馆长带我们参观博物馆。
Alright, so we already know that we'll be visiting some of the bigger and more historical sites in India, but that's not all. The train trip will also take the passengers to see some of India's natural wonders. We read, it also included a stop at Ranthambore National Park. So this is one of India's national parks. Hopefully over there we can see some exotic animals.
Oh yes, I'm very sure that we will be seeing some elephants or maybe even Indian tigers.
I love them.
But we'll have to leave all of that for another day because we have almost reached the end of today's article. And the last sentence asks us a question. It asks, are you ready to join me for the experience? Well, I sure am.
Me too.
But I don't think Daphne is because she still has one more grammar point to tell you guys all about. Oh well, so let's do that, then we'll be back to sign off.
第二则文法是 A joins B for something， 意思是 A 和 B 一起进行某事。Join 在这里是及物动词，意思是和点点点一样做同样的事情，或者是和点点点作伴。后方接人当受词，再用介系词 for 为了引出共同参与的事物。例如 Jewel joined me for the marathon。珠儿陪我一起去跑马拉松。
Okay, well, sad to say, but we've run out of time for today. Don't worry though, we'll be back tomorrow to learn more and see more on our exciting train journey through India on the Maharaja's Express. Exactly. Please come back to join us for that. Until then,
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, Royal Wave. Maharaja Wave. A trip on the Maharaja's Express. India's ancient rulers were called Maharajas. They lived and traveled in luxury. I wanted to know what that was like, so I booked a trip on the Maharaja's Express. The Indian luxury train has 4 travel packages. I chose its Treasures of India. That allowed me to be on the train for 4 days and 3 nights. The package took me on a tour of India's famous Golden Triangle, Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. It also included a stop at Ranthambore National Park. Are you ready to join me for the experience?
Hi everybody, I'm Shane.
Yeah, 今天的主题是，
真的还蛮好听的，其实。
谢谢。
是有点夸张，可是很棒。
今天的主题就是你太夸张，
你太夸张了。
Anyway
好，那之前的对话也会有一点夸张吗
？Maybe I don't know.
Let's see.
Let's see.
One day, I'm going to be the president of Taiwan.
You're ridiculous.
I could be president of Taiwan. Why not?
你要放弃美国籍吗？
哦，对哦。好，那你当总统就好。
你这很夸张。Anyway， 这个时候就可以跟他说 ，You're ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
就是真的完全没有办法实现的东西，你
就是可笑。
真的，今天对他有两种说法，就是真的很可笑。对，或者是你在开玩笑的时候，就也可以这样说 ，You're ridiculous.
对，其实这是真的要考你的口气。如果你说 You're ridiculous， 跟 You're ridiculous 差很多。
两个态度真的差很多。
对，或者说你可以说 You're unbelievable。OK，
so unbelievable 其实就是有点不可置信，对不对？
没有办法相信你会这样，
就是没有办法相信你可以蠢到这个极致。
这最后一个是我最喜欢的 ，You're out of control。
这 control 就是完全没有控制，
对，你就是控制不了你，就是很夸张。
这真的太夸张了
啊。OK， 那你应该有听人说哦 ，very over， 你很 over。
哦，对耶，
很多台湾人说你很 over， 或者是他们觉得 over the top。
哦，对啊。
可是其实我们真的很少会用这个。
真的吗？可是 over the top 是 over 什么 top？
对啊，其实因为以前可能会说你很夸张，英文会说 you're over the top。可是现代的人就是不会这样子说。
OK。
可是我要强调，不要说哦 you're so over。over 什么？
文法错误，对不对？所以一定要 the top， 就是有一个什么顶，然后就超越那个顶。
or you're so，or 夸张常常是 exaggerate，right？
对。
你不能说 you are so exaggerate。我也听人这样讲，对。
不行，因为 exaggerate 它本身是动词，对不对？可是 so 后面其实是要加形容词。
你真的好聪明，
谢谢。
好，我们真的很聪明，We are unbelievably 聪明。
OK， 不要太夸张。
OK，
我们要 humble 一点，谦虚一下。Anyway，
有问题的话
就靠我们。
就对了。You're ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
You're out of control.
You're out of control.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。我们要在1分钟的时间里面来复习4个单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。第一个单字呢叫做统治者。其实这个 rule 这个字就有统治的意思，所以把字尾改 er 就会得到统治者 ruler。ruler， 它其实也有尺的意思，拿来划线那个尺的意思。OK，the ruler was known to be cruel， 不是说那把尺很残忍，而是说那位统治者他是出了名的残忍，大家都知道他很残忍。第二单字呢，它可以表达套装形成，也可以指包裹。好，套装形成怎么说呢？叫做 package。They got a great package deal through their travel agent。他们透过旅行社的业务买到一个很划算的套装形成。第三单字可以表达三角或三角形，叫做 triangle。Mom cut the sandwich into 4 triangles。妈妈把那个三明治切成4个三角形。好，第四个单字呢是指停靠站，像公车站不是一个一个站吗？或者是你去旅游的时候，你会安排下一站要去哪，下一站要去哪，这叫 stop 停靠站。Our next stop is 奇美 Museum。我们下一站是奇美博物馆。好，太好啦！我们在1分钟之内复习完4个单字喽，同学们表现很棒。那我们下次见喽，拜拜。